Hello my friends, it's Chantel and welcome back to my spooky library. So today we're rolling things a little differently. I am on my floor instead of filming in my chair up a little higher. That hurt. I am surrounded by books. We have a lot to talk about. So we're gonna get into it. I'm not gonna really go into detail about books. I'm just gonna, talk a little bit about some of them and then, cause there's a lot here. So to start off, I want to go over what this video is for. This is my pile of possibilities for Halloween-A-Thon. And I have been dying to film this video since the middle of September. But I had to wait for stuff to come in from the library. Henceforth, why we're so late. Anyway, we're going to start with some of the books that I own physically that I want to be able to have for possible proms. Now, I don't know exactly what proms they would be for, but I would find a way to make them work because these are books that I want to read this spooky season, if it cools down. Anyway, the first book is The Poltergeist by William G. Roll. We all know what The Poltergeist is about. And then I have Rosemary's Baby by Ira Levin, however you pronounce her name. This copy, very interesting. This one I do have a little bit to talk about. My aunt sent me this book. She lives in New York, alone. She told me not to read this book home, alone, at night, any of that, because it scared the absolute bejesus out of her. But I'm gonna give it a try. It sounds scary. But that is The Entity by Frank D. Felitta. I don't think I'm saying that author's name right. She said this one was really scary, so I thought it would fit perfectly for Halloween-A-Thon and spooky season. This one I just recently acquired. That's what I was looking for. So we went to a used bookstore down near Detroit no, not down near Detroit. This was in Royal Oak. For a concert we were going to, we were there like hours early, so we went and walked around. We found a used bookstore and I found this. It fits perfectly with the aesthetic. But this is Kiss of the Vampire by Lee Westbury. Anyway, I think it's a perfect fit. And then lastly, I have Quarter to Midnight by Darcy Coates, which are some horror tales and suspense tales and stuff like that. It's kind of like a short, kind of read a story here, read a story there kind of thing in between my obnoxious TBR. We are going into the physical books that I own that are Host and Monster Squad recommendations. I unfortunately only own 3 of the Host recommendations. We are going to play Hunt and Find so I can do this properly and tell you who recommended what. So to start off with, I think all the ones that I own are Monster Squad recommendations. So first, we have the recommendation from Venus Escapes to Read, and that is The Exorcist by William Peter Blatty. This book has seen better days. Like, the dust jacket is slit, and it's very much well loved. Somebody got it for their birthday in 1972. So it's seen the world. But this copy is from 1971. It's very, very well loved. Anyway, told you I wasn't going to go into detail. Now I'm just rambling. We have a recommendation from Stephanie, and that is Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. Now, hear me out. I have this edition, and then I have another edition that has like a fancy cover, I think. No, it's Dracula and Edgar Allan Poe. I stand corrected. This is the only novelization that I have. And then I have an illustrated edition. So I don't know which one I want to read for this, but it is on my pile of possibilities. And then the last one that I own, that is a Monster Squad rack. And that is from Amy from the Amityville Library. She is on YouTube and Instagram. And that is Christine by none other than Stephen King. it's time to finally whittle this down and actually read something. We're gonna keep going via the Monster Squad recommendations since I have them here, but just the ones that I got from the library. This one is recommended by Odd Monster, and that is Out by 𝙁𝚜𝚘𝚗. I probably butchered that, but this one is going to be fun to read because look at that font. Might see if this has an audiobook or an ebook. We'll see. This one is recommended by April from Apple and Alchemy over on Instagram. And this one is a fairly short read. But that is The Cycle of the Werewolf by, again, none other than Stephen King. This one, I don't own. Matter of fact, I have been looking for that one to put on my shelves. We have this one from Jessica Books and Lattes, and that is How to Survive Your Murder by Danielle Valentine. This is a YA, so it should be a fast read. This one is from Christine at Christine's Cozy Corner over on Instagram, and that is Curse of the Raper by Brian McCauley. I have seen this one on a lot of people's TBRs in the past. This one is from Amy Noel, and she goes as Callie Ghoul Reads on Instagram. And that is Cackle by Rachel Harrison. I meant to pick this up last year for spooky season and just didn't get to it. And now I have a reason to do it this one. Is from Jen from Literary Love 123 on YouTube and on Instagram. And that is The Haunting of Velkwood by Gwendolyn Christie. This one's fairly short, so I feel like it'll be a pretty quick read. This one is from Travis, and that is Meddling Kids by Edgar Cantero. Scooby-Doo retelling? Say no more. We have host recs that I got from the library. However, the other host recs that I couldn't find, I'm going to try to read via ebook or audiobook. We're gonna start with Lauren, and she recommended The Halloween Moon by Joseph Fink. And I also believe that this is Kelsi's book pick for her book club for October. Kelsi. She recommended The Halloween Tree by Ray Bradbury. Now, this one isn't all that fun. However, my husband gave me access to his rewards and gift cards from work for our anniversary, and I ordered the hard copy edition, so hopefully it comes this month. If not, I'll just have to unfortunately read this copy. On to Katrina's rec. I have both of hers in physical copy from the library, and that is Black Sheep by Rachel Harrison. And I have a feeling I'm going to butcher this title, but I think it's In Hollow by Tim McGregor, which is a short one, so that one should be a fairly quick read. Unfortunately, both of Cameron's book recs I'm going to have to read via ebook or audiobook because I cannot find them. Kitty recommended Brainworms by Allison Rumfitt. Look at that cover. It's gross looking, but I am all for it. I'm going to go into some buddy reads / group reads because Nicole from Dusty Book Sniffers is reading the Practical Magic series. Now, I own Practical Magic. It is on my shelves over there. I didn't grab it yet. I'm sorry. Anyway, we have Magic Lessons, The Rules of Magic, and The Book of Magic. I really want to get to these as well, so I'm going to see if I can find some prompts to fit them in for Halloween-A-Thon, so I have the opportunity to read them without getting discouraged. You'll probably get discouraged anyway, because that's just how you are. Now we're gonna take a break from the novels because that was a lot, and we're gonna look at some cookbooks. I have the official cookbook of Hocus Pocus. We need some fun recipes and stuff to try for Halloween-A-Thon. Like, come on, look at those drinks. They look fantastic. And the tombstone looking cheese? Hell yeah. And then, Food to Die For. This is brought by Amy Bruni, and it's actually recipes and stories. I'm interested. Do we get into cozy mystery or for fun? We're gonna go for fun. These are just books that I kind of picked up on a whim. So we have The House That Horror Built by Christina Henry. I've had this one checked out for a while, and I really need to find a prompt to fit it because it just sounds so fascinating and it is absolutely stunning, and I would love to own this because of how pretty it is. But that is The League of Lady Poisoners, and this is an illustrated true stories of dangerous women. Like, are you kidding? Absolutely stunning. I need this. I hope it's good so I can just say, hey, I read it and I need to buy it so I can read it again. So we have I Am Legend, Vampires, Say No More, Chasing the Boogeyman, Creepy Woods, let's go, Masters of Death with Pretty Purple Sprayed Edges. I've seen this on other people's TBRs and hearing good things. Bone Harvest. I went to pick this up last Halloween. Didn't get to it. Stake, Vampire Hunter or Serial Killer. Say No More. It's short, a fast read, another short read. I read this every Halloween. I have a physical copy coming tomorrow, so this will go back to the library. But that is Pumpkinheads by Rainbow Rowell. This is so freaking cute. I love it so much. It is so much fun. It's so cozy. It takes place in a freaking pumpkin patch. Come on. Home Improvement, Undead Edition. It's a collection of short stories. So another one of those, write a story here, write a story there. Because I've seen people mentioning this in the Discord. I was a teenage slasher. Only 2 mass markets that I don't think are cozy mystery are House of Fear, edited by Jonathan Oliver. So I'm going to have a feeling that this is originally a foreign book. Flesh Eaters by Joe McKinley. Zombies. Perfect. Am I going to read all of these books? Probably not. Were these a pain